Today we are going to show you a hands-on review of the U8500 Huawei Ideos X2 phone, which has been recently launched in India along with the X5 and Ideos Chat. So this phone is with me for a week or so. I'll just put it in the box to show you the box content. I've already used this phone and here it is. Let me show you the box contents that come with this phone. There is a USB charger which is here. So this is a normal USB wall charger. Comes with a micro USB data cable. One side is standard USB port and the other is micro USB, which you will find on many other phones these days. And it comes with this earphone with mic, stereo headsets, and this is a 3.5mm standard jack, and rest all is the instruction manual, etc. So let me quickly walk you through the features of this phone. So this one runs Android 2.2.1 and has got a 600 MHz processor. Let me show you the hardware. The screen is glossy when it is not turned on. Once you turn it on, the screen is quite bright, and it is a capacitive 3.2-inch touch screen, which is 320 by 418 pixels in resolution. The touch sensitivity is quite good, and it has got some physical buttons here. This is the phone accept button, this is reject button, here it is a menu key, and here it is the back key. It's quite difficult to see these engravings on these keys. In the middle here we have an optical trackpad, which is quite good and very sensitive, and it takes some time to get used to it, but once you are used to it, it's easy to use. Apart from this, here on top you have a power or sleep button, a 3.5mm standard audio jack. Here you have micro USB slot for data. This side you have volume rocker. There is no physical camera key. The sides are glossy. The front here is matte finished, so is the back, and looks quite sturdy, metallic. Here Huawei is engraved. Here you got the camera, and here are the speakers holes, and the camera here is without any kind of flash. So as we have tested it, and we'll share the photographs in the post, the video quality as well as the picture quality is quite okay, not so good, not impressive. Okay, coming back to the phone is quite okay in performance for basic applications. We ran a benchmark test on this and found out that this phone is not the top performer, although it does fairly fine for a budget phone, but still we won't say that it's a good performance phone. This is an average phone with a 600 MHz processor. It has got about 192 MB of RAM, and there is a micro SD card slot, so you can put a memory card. The box we received did not have a memory card. We have right now put a 1 GB memory card in this micro SD. So here is the score. You can see the total score of this phone on AnTuTu benchmark version 2.1 is 617, which is just about average, or you can say very beginner level. Something which is good about this phone is the optical touchpad, and the display resolution is very good. We have tested phones like the Samsung Fit and Samsung Pop. They have got good performance, but the display resolution was not good. In this phone, the rendering and the display is pretty nice. One more thing I would like to say, that if you are a music lover, this phone is not a good choice for you, because I have just tested the earphones and they are very high on treble and there is almost no bass, and the FM radio reception on this phone is just about average. It is not at par with the other phones which comes loaded with the music features. And this phone is actually targeted as budget Android users who want an entry-level phone with good display and internet access. This one does the job pretty well. The internet access is good, the screen is large, the text input on the capacitive touch screen is quite okay. So if I just type, so it does not take long to get used to this phone, and the internet experience on this phone is quite impressive. I won't say that it disappointed me in terms of internet experience. The OS on this is 2.2. It's not the latest Android 2.3 which comes in some other phones, but all in all, for a price point at which this phone is launched in India, which is between 7,000 to 8,000 rupees, which is the street price, the MRP is around 9,000 rupees. This phone is not bad. It supports quad band 2G network, dual band 3G network, weighs around 115 grams. The 3.2 inches capacitive touchscreen is quite responsive. It has got FM radio, music player, which is about average, camera which is also about average. It supports Wi-Fi 802.11 BG and N. So the N protocol is high speed Wi-Fi, so it supports that. The camera is 3.2 megapixel, and there is the camera is very average. It also supports video recording at a low resolution, which is like 352 by 288, which is a weird resolution. And apart from this, it has a 1150 milliampere hour battery. Actually, we opened it up to see what is the capacity. It is not mentioned in the specification sheets. Here you can see. And the SIM card as well as the memory card goes inside the case, so you have to remove the battery every time you need to take the memory card or SIM outside. And all in all, it's a basic budget phone and good for its price, but don't expect it to be a high-end Android performer. It's not for gamers, it's not for music lovers, it's for the basic Android users who want to use web browsing. And the form factor is quite impressive for a 3.2 inch touchscreen. The thickness is also not very high. I won't say it is the slimmest phone, but I think it is quite impressive in terms of form factor. So if you want a affordable phone with a decent performance, not good performance but a pretty average performance, this phone will satisfy your requirements. So this is pretty much it from us. If you have any queries or comments, you can share them below. And thanks for watching. Do subscribe to our video channel.